coughing. It's a way of life with me anymore. So, you know, some days you get kind of congested and can't cough that damn stuff up, and you cough and cough and cough.
It's like living in a prison in this community because we have to keep the windows and doors shut in order to breathe. You know, how can you enjoy life when you have to be cooped up in your house?
So I just pray I'm not dying and don't even realize it yet. Or that there's damage that's done to my sinuses that can't be repaired.
Welcome to Muscatine, Iowa, home of the Muskies, and once called the Pearl of the Mississippi. The town is also known as one of the most polluted cities in Iowa. In Muscatine's Southend neighborhood, residents complain most about the smell and dust from the corn and ethanol plant, which operates up to 6 coal boilers. The largest coal plant in the area is Mid-American's Louisa Station on the Mississippi River. There are over a dozen coal boilers around Muscatine, but 3 major polluters call Muscatine's Southend neighborhood their home: Grain Processing Corporation, Muscatine Power Water, and Monsanto. Jim is a pastor at a church in Southend. He lives a few miles from Southend and has headaches on days when he's at the church.
I noticed first when I came here that I was having additional breathing problems, and being in the building for long periods, I tended to get headaches. And I noticed the smell from the manufacturing plants nearby. Often a real almost like you could taste the agricultural pollutants in the air, and in various days when the wind is wrong, that can be pretty strong here. The Musserville building is on the south end of Muscatine in what's called the South End, and that's the flat area extending out into the fruitland. I would say for myself that I'm angry about it, that you know, there are companies that are you know, so discourteous of other people and the environment that we all share, that they choose to be irresponsible and choose to pollute rather than to care for fellow human beings. You know, corporations and individuals need to be responsible for the environment and the caring of one another, and that's foundational to our Christian beliefs, that we are our brother's keepers. And to be neighbors with a company that considers that unimportant is infuriating.
Sherry lives near some of the biggest polluters in her state and keeps a daily journal about air pollution in her town.
I keep a logbook that tells how I feel on a daily basis. The air quality here is not good, and it's like living in a prison in this community because we have to stay inside the house and keep the windows and doors shut in order to breathe. Otherwise, we're sick. We have a lot of sick kids here and a lot of sick people. It's been, you know, I've talked to a lot of people in the South End area. I'm, like I said, 3/4 of a mile away from GPC, but it still comes this way. And I've talked to a few of the neighbors down there, and they told me about their illnesses, and then the next person tell me about their illnesses, and it just keeps going. I feel that we need to do something about the air because it's hard enough to breathe here with the health problems that I have. It intensifies with what's going on outside. And there's mornings when I will wake up, and I've had my windows open all night. At 4:30 in the morning, it smells like my house is on fire, and it smells like burning wood. I wheeze if I don't use my inhaler before I go to bed, and I have to use it first thing in the morning when I get up. And we run 2 air purifiers in the house so that we can keep whatever is going on outside breathable, and it doesn't affect my lungs then.
Lee is a lung cancer survivor.
You don't think about it because you live here all the time. I mean, other people come in town, I'm sure they can tell you in a hurry. But we've lived with it for all these years. Smoggy. Sometimes you can't even see the place down there. There's one day you couldn't, it was so foggy up, clear up to the tracks that you couldn't hardly see nothing. And I took a lady, well, I followed her to get her car worked on, and we went down Oregon Street and down to Demarest. And it was so bad down there, I had to roll up the car windows and that, I couldn't breathe.
And does it smell?
Oh, yeah. Stink, yeah. I don't know what you call that, like, well, it's burning corn, I think is what it is. They overheated or something, and boy, it really puts out a smoke. In the summertime, all the wind's coming from the south, and we're getting from the alcohol plant. So, some guy told me that they shoot that across to the Illinois side sometimes, so to get away from their monitoring outfit down there. So, oh, the coughing is a way of life with me anymore. So, some days you get kind of congested and can't cough that damn stuff up, and you cough and cough and cough. But like I say, it all depends on the atmosphere and the weather outside. When it gets real hot, I can't stand it. I have to, don't stay out too long. And in the wintertime, I have to kind of watch it. I use a nebulizer every 4 hours. And cough, cough, cough. If I go someplace, I have to take me a little inhaler with me, so take a whiff or so, and it holds me over till I get home, and then I get on the good machine.
His wife, Pauline, agreed to give us a tour of the neighborhood.
Now you can see how that's coming down to the ground over here now. See on the smoke in that, it comes down that way. He had lung cancer. He died of lung cancer right after Leland had his. Then he went into Iowa City too, but he didn't make it. This brown house, can you see that? That man, he died of cancer, I think it was 2-3 years ago. He had lung cancer. My brother lives a half a block up the alley here. And he has a lot of breathing problems, lots of breathing problems. Just all over the neighborhood, it seems like that they've had, a lot of cancer and that. And and then down this, let me see, 2 blocks down, he died just last Thanksgiving, or right after Thanksgiving, and he had a terrible breathing problem in that he was on oxygen and had pneumonia all the time, and he suffered a lot with the breathing and stuff. But I know that there's lots and lots of people that do have illnesses and that down here.
Wanda lives across the street from GPC. She has trouble breathing and sleeping because of the factory fumes.
I mean, sometimes it's so thick you think that you're in a deep fog. The weather can be clear like today, and that'll blow in, and you think like, what happened? The sun gets blocked out. But it's because of all the smoke, black, thick smoke that comes through there. And it's so bad. And then sometimes it seems like they burn the grain or whatever they're doing some days, and that's really bad. It's so bad you can't even hardly talk. It's this, when it gets into your lungs, that stuff, when they burn it, and it might be for hours that they do this. And when you get a clear day or a clear moment in time, you say, I thank the Lord. I can breathe clear air. And then you want to run outside and take it all in before it changes. And then you're stifling, trying to breathe. And you can't breathe. At night, 2 or 3 in the morning, you can't get any help. You can't just go outside at night. And you turn on the air when it's summer to circulate, but that just gets more of it in you. And when you turn on your furnace and then you mix with all that, it's like unreal. So I just pray I'm not dying and don't even realize it yet. Or that there's damage that's done to my sinuses that can't be repaired. I'm 52 now, so I don't know what it's going to be like later. I don't know what I have. I cough and I sneeze. My nose is constantly running all year. And I don't smoke, but it's like almost a smoker's cough because all that smoke gets in my lung. I cannot breathe and I cough. And sometimes I cough so bad, it's just like, I feel like I'm going to cough up my lungs. And the doctors can't do anything because I'm here. They can say you can take this for allergies or whatever, that'll be temporary, but it's not going to help if I'm still under that smell. And now it's like more and more, they're just pushing more of that stuff over there. Maybe across 3 or 4 blocks, the smoke is not as intense. You can smell it, but then you go. So it's like if I go visit a relative for a couple of days, I have sisters in town and come back, I know it immediately. And in the wintertime, you see this beautiful snow falling, and then sometimes you think it's snow, all you see is grain falling, and it's not snow, it's just yellow, black junk just bellowing out of that factory all over the place. And it's like, you can't even enjoy a beautiful snow that falls. And then I get all this gunk on my windshield, trying to clear it off. I had my dad's van, it was tan, it ate the paint off, his van rusted. The fumes just come in and they linger and they stay in. And the temperature of the house gets hot. It's like you can't get above the smell because it's at a high level. So when I try to get up or breathe, it's not like I can catch my breath because I'm just in it. Now in the real bad days, in my bedroom, I can't stay in there because it's worse in that room when it comes across. So it's like, I don't have anywhere to go.
Coal ash and smoke can contain well over 60 toxins, including sulfur dioxide, particulate matter, mercury, arsenic, lead, cadmium, chromium, aluminum, antimony, barium, beryllium, boron, chlorine, thallium, and others. Exposure to coal dust and soot can cause heart, lung, and kidney diseases, emphysema, asthma, and cancer. Children are especially threatened by the damaging effects of coal pollution because they breathe more rapidly than adults. Their lungs are still developing, and they often play outdoors. In Muscatine, as elsewhere, only sulfur dioxide and particulate matter are closely monitored. But even so, polluters often go beyond the safe levels of these minimal air quality standards.
With companies that have bad environmental practices, they tend to consider environmental fines to be operation expenses, cost of operations, rather than do anything significant to fix the problem.